Today you're going to get one of those love it or hate it videos. And what we're talking about, when you have an old vehicle and stuff like this and you just want to update it, make your life easy. And I've done this 100 times. But you want to take out some of that old electrical crap charging system and put yourself in a one-wire alternator, like this one here. Okay, simple, right? Connect your power wire, which is already there. You get rid of all the regulators and all the crap and everything that's on the firewall. And you run a ground, because you always need to ground these also. And you're done. It does everything for you. And it does it better 99 times out of 100 than like the old system from the, developed in the 1920s can do. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to take Big Richard here and we're going to show you what we're going to take out. We're going to show you how to, it's an alternator, but we're going to install it. We're going to wire it. We're going to make the ground. We're going to connect the ground. And then we're going to test it. But before we do that, well, you might be asking yourself, well, whoever came up with, the one wire alternator concept? And credit goes to the people at General Motors, and not what you would think in their vehicles or anything like that, but it was mostly tractors, farm equipment, and agricultural equipment. Stuff that they could, say you got a pump out in the field and you just turn the thing on, you want to let the thing run till it runs out of gas, you ain't got to worry about it. Hit the key and walk away and do your farming stuff. So they developed this for simplicity and packaging. And basically what they do is, it's not magic. They either have an internally regulated alternator, or they take your regular alternator and they attach a little wire and a little smaller regulator directly onto the alternator itself. And that takes care of all the functions that your voltage regulator and all this wiring and all this crap in your car would take care of to make your life easy. So, now you know. And well, let's get started. And don't forget, love this idea, hate this idea, would never do it, always do it kind of stuff down below. So let's get this stuff swapped out. All right, so what we're talking about is your regular stock alternator, all this miscellaneous wiring, your voltage regulator that's out back on the firewall there, this dude here. All this is going to go. We're going to repurpose this trigger as a trigger to turn on our fans. It's not going to be power to the fans, but it's going to trip the relay for the fans. And it's just going to clean up all this spaghetti and mess. And here's what we're trying to avoid. See this old wiring here? It's all burnt up, charred up, crispy. Somebody let all the magic smoke out of this wire many, many years ago. And that's actually what they were using on this truck to wire up the alternator. So you can see why that's no bueno and it's got to go. All right, we have it installed. Cleaned up our wiring, nothing in the firewall. Looks much better, but let's test for voltage. And you can see we cleaned up this area with the wiring quite a bit. There's just one wire, that's the power wire for the truck that goes to the alternator. Our ground wire, real simple. You need to run a ground from the alternator to the motor. Right here, the valve cover bolt, nice short run, some 10 gauge wire. That's what they recommend, that's what we did. Should be good. And again, cleaned up everything real nice. 14.4 volts at the battery on high idle. What more do you want? Oh, except this spacer here. We know about that. We'll take care of that, promise. So if you ask me, I really like using a one-wire alternator. It simplifies the whole electrical system, gives the truck or car, whatever you're working on, plenty of juice. You can use mostly the factory wiring. I mean, if you're putting in a big stereo and, you know, on and on and on, yeah, then you want to rerun a bigger wire back to your battery, but what's inside's been running the truck forever. It's going to be okay. And to me, it's a great upgrade. To you, I don't know, let me know on the bottom. But in case you couldn't hear me, while we were at high idle, headlights on, cooling fan on, it's about all that's on in the truck. You know, and of course the truck running 14.3 volts at the battery, so everything's working perfect. At low idle, right around 13.99, 14 volts at low idle. So we're never gonna have a charging problem with this truck. So it's gonna last a good long time. And it's got plenty of backup power in case, you know, I would want to add, you know, big lights and stereos and whatnots to it and all kinds of goofy stuff. Plenty of power for all that. It's a 100 amp alternator. It's never gonna, the alternator's never gonna be taxed to 100 amps just running a fan and some headlights. So overall, that's what we got for you today, folks. Questions, comments, concerns below. Type them down the bottom, let me know. Support the channel, buy the Big Richard t-shirt, share the video. If you're not a subscriber already, hit the button, it's free, helps me out. And then a couple more little tasks on Big Richard and it's ready for spring. So thanks guys, and we'll see you later.